Book 2. Canto 12. Dasaratha's Lament. Learn from that tale, the hawk and dove, how strong for truth was Scythia's love. Pledged by his word the monarch gave his flesh the suppliant bird to save. So King Alarka gave his eyes, and gained a mansion in the skies. The sea himself his promise keeps, and ne'er beyond his limit sweeps. My deeds of old again recall, nor let thy bond dishonored fall. The rights of truth thou wouldst forget, thy Rama on the throne to set, and let thy days in pleasure glide, fond king, Kausalya by thy side. Now call it by what name thou wilt, justice, injustice, virtue, guilt, thy word and oath remain the same, and thou must yield what thus I claim. If Rama be anointed, I this very day will surely die, before thy face will poison drink, and lifeless at thy feet will sink. Yeah, better far to die than stay alive to see one single day the crowds before Kausalya stand and hail her queen with reverent hand. Now by my son, myself, I swear, no gift, no promise whatsoever my steadfast soul shall now content, but only Rama's banishment. So far she spake by rage impelled, and then the queen deep silence held. He heard her speech full fraught with ill, but spoke no word bewildered still, gazed on his love once held so dear who spoke unlovely reed to hear, then as he slowly pondered o'er the queen's resolve and oath she swore. Once sighing forth, "Ah Rama!" he fell prone as falls a smitten tree. His senses lost like one insane, faint as a sick man weak with pain, or like a wounded snake dismayed, so lay the king whom earth obeyed. Long burning sighs he slowly heaved, as, conquered by his woe, he grieved, and thus with tears and sobs between his sad faint words addressed the queen, "By whom, Kakeyi, wast thou taught this flattering hope with ruin fraught? Have goblins seized thy soul, O dame, who thus canst speak and feel no shame? Thy mind with sin is sicklied o'er, from thy first youth ne'er seen before. A good and loving wife wast thou, but all, alas, is altered now. What terror can have seized thy breast to make thee frame this dire request, that Bharat o'er the land may reign, and Rama in the woods remain? Turn from thine evil ways, O turn, and thy perfidious counsel spurn, if thou would fain a favor do to people, lord, and Bharat too. O wicked traitress, fierce and vile, who lovest deeds of sin and guile, what crime or grievance dost thou see, what fault in Rama or in me? Thy son will ne'er the throne accept if Rama from his rights be kept, for Bharat's heart more firmly yet than Rama's is on justice set. How shall I say, go forth, and brook upon my Rama's face to look, see his pale cheek and ashy lips dimmed like the moon in sad eclipse? How see the plans so well prepared when prudent friends my counsels shared, all ruined, like a host laid low beneath some foeman's murderous blow? What will these gathered princes say, from regions near and far away? Erelong endures the monarch's reign, or now he is a child again? When many a good and holy sage in scripture versed, revered for age, shall ask for Rama, what shall I unhappy, what shall I reply? By Queen Kakeyi long distressed I drove him forth and dispossessed. Although herein the truth I speak, they all will hold me false and weak. What will Kausalya say when she demands her son exiled by me? Alas! What answer shall I frame, or how console the injured dame? She like a slave on me attends, and with a sister's care she blends a mother's love, a wife's, a friend's. In spite of all her tender care, her noble son, her face most fair, another queen I could prefer and for thy sake neglected her, but now, O queen, my heart is grieved for love and care by thee received, e'en as the sickening wretch repents his dainty meal and condiments. And how will Queen Sumitra trust the husband whom she finds unjust, seeing my Rama driven hence dishonored, and for no offense? Ah! The Vaidhan bride will hear a double woe, a double fear, two whelming sorrows at one breath, her lord's disgrace, his father's death. Mine aged bosom she will wring and kill me with her sorrowing, sad as a fair nymph left to weep deserted on Himalaya's steep. For short will be my days, I ween, when I with mournful eyes have seen my Rama wandering forth alone and heard dear Sita sob and moan. Ah me! my fond belief I rue. Vile traitress, loved as good and true, as one who in his thirst has quaffed, deceived by looks, a deadly draught. Ah! Thou hast slain me, murderess, while soothing my soul with words of guile, as the wild hunter kills the deer lured from the brake his song to hear. Soon every honest tongue will fling reproach on the dishonest king, the people scorn in every street the seller of his child will meet, and such dishonor will be mine as whelms a Brahmin drunk with wine. Ah me, for my unhappy fate, compelled thy words to tolerate. Such woe is sent to scourge a crime committed in some distant time.